Well, that U.S. military action that brought Maduro into custody closed airspace, leaving tens of thousands of people stranded at the end of a very busy holiday travel period. Today, the FAA reopened airspace over the Caribbean, and airlines scrambled to add extra flights. Heidi Wigdahl talked with some stranded Minnesotans about when and how they're going to get home. Heidi.
Yeah, Julie, so I spoke to several Minnesotans stuck, some of them in Puerto Rico, others in Barbados. One family bought 7 first-class tickets in order to get home earlier. Another Minnesotan's flight was originally delayed a day due to a mechanical issue. Then came the airspace restrictions.
As holiday travel wraps up, some find themselves stuck in the Caribbean.
At the end of a trip, I'm just so ready to go home, and just be told like, hey, you actually are not going home and we don't know when you're going to be going home is super anxiety inducing.
Taylor Lamori is a nurse from Ramsey. She and her family left for their trip on December 26th. They were supposed to leave Barbados January 3rd.
Then at about 5 in the morning, we got notifications the day that we were leaving that our flights were canceled. And then we found President Trump's tweet shortly after, and that's how we learned. And
Taylor and her family spent 8 hours talking to Delta.
their plan was for us to get a flight on the 8th to take a puddle jumper to St. Vincent, where we would spend 36 hours there. And then we would fly from there to Miami, spend overnight in Miami, and get back to Minneapolis on the 11th.
That would have been 8 days later.
We actually ended up taking our own matters into our own hands, and we are flying a private commercial back, and we're going to go Wednesday, and then hopefully be back in Minneapolis by about midnight.
Taylor says besides paying for a private flight, they have other extra expenses, including lodging and food. Meanwhile, she's having to coordinate extra care for her cats.
I've cried a lot, and it's, one of those things again where it's like, boo-hoo, you're in Barbados. But like, it is like, for a while, it was really scary.
We reached out to Delta. The airline says it's added more than 2,600 seats through extra flights across its Caribbean network for Monday, but there could be some delays. Delta says it's working to reaccommodate all customers by Tuesday. There is a travel waiver for customers traveling to or from the 13 airports through January 6th, but travelers could pay extra if rebooking after January 9th.
Okay, how much did it cost her to fly home private?
Yeah, so she didn't say an exact total, but she said total for everything, the lodging, the flights, tens of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
They expect.
Yeah, and even I understand like getting a first class ticket too. You wouldn't normally pay that, but you got to get home by the time you pay for hotels for the extra night, for the extra food.
Right.
What a mess.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Heidi.